We're actually a nonprofit organization geared towards educating and empowering youth and young adults to become self-sufficient. Some of our programs include the Youth Entrepreneur Program, Art and Culture Program, as well as a Health and Wellness Program. Some of our events include the Youth Entrepreneur and Leadership Workshop, where we have significant individuals speak to the youth about empowerment as well as educating them. We also have the Healthy for the Holidays event, which is our health and wellness program, where we provide free health screenings, including blood pressure checks, blood glucose, etc. And we also have the Stop the Violence event, where we have significant individuals speak to the youth about counteracting violence.
Your talents. Anybody know your gifts? One thing I'm gonna tell you about, one thing I like about Jesus, he had a gift, but he also had a talent. Anybody know what his occupation was? Anybody know? He was a carpenter. So even though he had a gift of teaching and preaching, he had a talent. He was a carpenter. Now, anybody know what carpenters do today? Anybody? I work for the housing authority. So one thing that a carpenter do is they build houses. So when I go into people's houses, and I got to make sure that the foundation is solid, because we don't want y'all going to nobody's houses falling through the floors. Okay? I got to make sure that the water tanks are hooked up, the doors, the windows work properly. So Jesus understanding that even though he had a gift, he also had a talent, and he was a carpenter. You look at it, anybody heard of the Apostle Paul in the Bible?
Yeah.
Anybody know what his talent was? He was a preacher, but what was his talent? Huh? He was a tent maker. Paul was a tent maker. Paul was a tent maker. Now, anybody know you can buy a tent today for $100,000, $200,000. You ever see them big churches do them revivals outside? Well, okay, so look, y'all still think about it. Y'all can go look it up. Somebody Google that for them. Who got Google? What about Luke? Luke, he was a disciple. What was his? Anybody know his occupation?
He was a doctor.
Luke was a doctor, exactly. All right, there we go. Now we cooking with grease. One more person. What about Matthew?
Tax collector.
He was a tax collector. Y'all know about the tax collector. Y'all pay them taxes. They come and knock on your doors. Y'all know y'all done heard the story of Ron Isley and Wesley Snipes. So you ain't paying them taxes. They're going to give you some years. So understanding that you may have a gift, but you also may have a talent. And one thing about a talent, you can pick up talents. A gift is something you're born with. Anybody know what gift they was born with? Anybody in here? What gift you was born with? Some people was born to sing. Some people just got natural gift of singing. And you got a gift, what's your gift? Singing. His gift is singing. Now, one thing about your gift, you can also make it a talent, meaning you can make your gift superior. And when you make your gift superior, it becomes a talent. But one thing about a talent, you can pick up talents also. Yes, sir. Art? Okay, so he was born with the gift of art. So we gotta, when you go home today, you gotta understand, you gotta look within yourself and find out, what is my gift? It is something in here that each and every one of you are good at. Whether it's math, any mathematicians in here, anybody that's good at math, that may be your gift. You may know math backwards and forward. I may have to come to you and say, look, I need some help with this math. Now me, I'm a history guy. I like some history and reading comprehension. I'll leave the math to you. Okay? So understanding that we all have gifts and talents. Okay? Anybody else want to take a shot at their gift, something they was born good at? Yes, sir. Help. Hey, that's an excellent gift. The ministry of helps. He has a gift to help someone, and that's the greatest gift of all. To be able to be a blessing to someone else is a great gift. See, when you're able to help someone, it's not all about you. And as a great leader, it's not all about you, but it's about the good of mankind. Because one thing about it, when you take care of your fellow brothers, because you are your brother's keeper, then God's going to bless you also. Because it's a law of attraction. See, you bless someone, God's going to make sure he bless you. It's a universal principle. So understanding you as leaders, you have gifts and talents, and you got to hone in on your gifts and talents, and as you begin to flourish, and people begin to see your gift and talent, you become available to people. People understand they can call you up. Why? Because of the gift you have. You have some value to add to someone. You have a gift to impart to someone else. Yes, ma'am. Okay, she's going to figure out her gift. A teacher. A teacher? Okay, a teacher. There's nothing wrong with that. We need more teachers. We need plenty of teachers, especially the way our education system, the way it's spelled today. Teachers are very important. So understanding, I like a young man, he has the gift of help, which is very important. All right, I ain't gonna prolong the time. I got some work for y'all to do. Where y'all folders at? We got some work. It's a worksheet that says setting goals. Everybody got pens? We're going to do this very briefly. We're going to set some goals. And these goals are not for Andre. These goals are for you. So the first line it says, write down your goal. So in a few words, write down your goal. Okay? The next thing says, make your goals detailed and specific. It says who, what, where, how, and when. So let me help you out with that. So say, whatever your goal is, say you're going to sell a product. So I'm going to ask you, who are you going to sell your product to? Okay? What age group? Your product you're selling, is it for kids? Is it for the elderly? Is it for people that's between the ages of 30 and 40? Okay? Where? Where you want to sell your product at? Do you want your product to be at Walmart, Target, Lowe's, McDonald's? Okay? Not only that, how? How do you expect to sell your product? Y'all going to sell your products today. How do you expect to sell your product? Okay? Are you going to do it through social media? Door to door? Okay? Advertising in the newspaper? So that's step 2. And also you want to say, how will you reach this goal? How are you going to reach your goal? Word of mouth is good. I'm going to help you out just a little bit. Word of mouth is probably the best advertisement you're going to get as far as selling your vision. Word of mouth. Letting people know what you do. The one thing about it, if you got a good product and you selling your good product and you tell him, guess what he going to do? He going to tell other people. Word of mouth is key. Okay, step 3, make your goal measurable. Track my goal. So you got to have a goal. You got to set a deadline for your goal. Okay, so we in March, you may say by September, you want to be halfway done with your goal. Okay, then you go back in September and see how far you at with your goal. Okay, so set a date, set a deadline when you want to attain your goal. Step 4, you got to make your goal attainable. Okay, what resources you're going to need, how you're going to find time to work your goal, your vision, whatever it is. You got to find time. So that means, guess what? You may have to cut off your television. You may have to cut off Call of Duty. Any y'all some gamers here? Any gamers? I used to work at GameStop. I was a store manager. Look at all the games. What game you like? Oh, you're a Grand Theft Auto? Okay. What about you? Huh? Oh, you're not Naruto guy. Okay. What's it called? Destiny? What's that, like a role-playing game? All right. What about you? What's your game? You a Dragon Ball Z guy? No? What about you? You Assassin's Creed? Okay. You like those stealth games. What about you? What's it called? Minecraft? Now, what system is that on? 360? The 360 got a good man. Yeah, all right. 360 in the house. Anybody else? Minecraft too? Oh, you got what you got? Call of Duty? Okay, so look, so now here we have it. Yes, ma'am. What's this Minecraft? I just need to get on Minecraft. Oh, you got to build, huh? So it causes you to use a lot of thinking, huh? Okay. So understanding that. So sometimes you got to put up your time. You got to put the video game down. You may have to dedicate a couple of hours to your dreams and your vision to bring it into fruition. See, one thing about this, let me tell you, a lot of times people look at celebrities and actors and stuff like that, and people want to model them. But I'm gonna tell you one thing about them that a lot of people don't see behind the scenes. They work hard. They work in 16 plus hours a day. Okay, they work in 6 months at a time. A lot of times we don't see that. We see the glamour, but we don't see the hard work. So one thing he was talking about, Eric was talking about earlier, action. So you guys will all the dreams and visions in the world that you have, but you have to put some action into it. Okay. 5th step, make your goal relevant. Okay? List why you want to reach your goal. And number 6, make your goal timely. You want to reach your goal by a certain particular time. Your halfway measurement we were talking about earlier. Okay? So you got to set dates, you got to set goals, you got to set timelines for your vision. Okay? So I'm going to give you a couple more minutes on that, see what this y'all came up with. I think we'll be judging these, am I correct? Dr. E's here? Dr. E's here, okay. We'll get to the other part later. While y'all working on y'all goals and coming up with ideas, I'm gonna present a young man, been known for years.